Okay, so I quickly wanted to put together this removal and application video for the Jamberry wraps for toes. I'm going to be using two different wraps. I'm going to use, I think I'm going to do Work It Skinny on my big toe, and then on my other toes I'm going to do the polka dots. Okay, please excuse my toes. The wraps I'm wearing have been on for 4.5, almost 5 weeks. I have no pinky toenails, so they don't really stay on for longer than 2 weeks just on the skin. And you can see I scuffed my toenail right here outside, so that wrap is like half off. I'm starting to lose the tip here of my Popsicles Hostess exclusive. So first of all, what I'm going to do, hopefully my heater will slide over here. I'm going to go ahead and heat up the wrap and take the ones I have off, just so I can show you when you do need to take them off, how to properly take them off so you don't take a layer of the toenail off. So hopefully I can get close here. I'm going to heat up the wraps. Just using my Jamberry heater, but you can use a blow dryer. I just really like this heater because it's quieter. My blow dryer is really, really loud. So I heat the wrap up. Maybe I can't feel anything on my feet or so. Okay, and then once you have it nice and hot, I usually just like to peel up a corner of it and get it started. And then I continue to heat it up. You need that adhesive to start to melt and get soft. There we go. Okay, so then once I have a corner, I'm not just going to yank it off because if the rest of it's not warmed up, I don't want it to take a layer of my toenail with it. And I've done that before. When I was driving in my car, I got bored and I picked my wraps off, and my toenails did not look too pretty afterwards. So, and then, I don't know if you can see. This is hard. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'm just heating and peeling at the same time. Maybe actually kind of easy if you're doing it with your blow dryer, because, see, just like that. Okay, put that right there on my computer. Okay, so I'm just going to demonstrate on my big toe so you can see. The next step I'm going to do is really important, especially because this is where you will be at an application. Just a minute, Bailey, I'm recording a video. You need to prepare the nail for the wrap. The best way to do this is to clean it with alcohol. And you can even use vinegar if you don't have rubbing alcohol available. I use vinegar on my girls' toes because they must play with butter or something. Their nails are always so greasy. So I'm going to prep the nail. You can push back your cuticles a little bit if you need to. Can you wait till I'm done? Thank you. You can push back your cuticles if needed a little bit. Mine need to be pushed back a little bit because I've had those wraps on for some time. Now, some people have something called invisible cuticle. And invisible cuticle is on the nail. And if you start scraping your toenail and you see like little white stuff coming off, you have invisible cuticle. It kind of grows on top of the nail. It's important to try and get that off because if you put your wrap on top of that invisible cuticle, that's what they call it. That's not me. That's like I guess a cosmetology term or something. But if you put your wrap on top of that, then you're going to get some lifting, especially as the nail starts to grow. The cuticle will lift up too. So I'm just scraping off some of that. I do have invisible cuticle. Scraping off some of that cuticle and pushing my cuticles back a little bit. There's some awesome cuticle remover solutions that you can get. I don't have any. I just always use olive oil, or we also have this really, really, really yummy almond smelling Jamberry oil that works amazing for cuticles, but I'm compressed for time. I want to make this really fast so you're not like sitting here for 10 minutes watching me put one nail on. Also, another recommendation, once you get the wrap on, don't go take a bath or go swimming for a few hours afterwards. Which one am I doing on my toes? This one? Yeah. Okay. You want to match the wrap up. That would be slightly smaller. Now, normally, one wrap right here will give you, this one wrap will give you 2 of your toes. You can cut it in half, and that's one toe, and that's the other. I'm going to use this one because I think it'll fit my nail better right now than this one. This one looks too big. Or maybe it's not. No, this one will be fine. Okay, so I'm going to take this one wrap, and I'm going to actually cut it in half. Now, it's important not to touch the wrap. You don't want the oils from your fingers getting on it. So I use an orange stick to peel it off, or you can use your tweezers. Just make sure they don't have little hairs stuck in them from doing your eyebrows. Okay, so I peel the wrap off. Notice I'm holding it kind of like in the middle part where I'm going to not be putting it up against my nail. I'm going to cut it in half, and I'm going to stick half of it back on the sheet until I get to my right toe. I'm only going to want this half for now. So I cut that one wrap in half. Okay, I then turn it sideways. I don't do it long ways. Well, maybe I cut on this one. Yeah, I'm going to do it long ways on this one because it's skinny stripes. But this wrap is too big for this toe. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take cuticle scissors, and I'm just going to trim down the side a little bit. Let me get lower so you can see that. Just going to trim down the side a little bit, and I kind of have a little bit more square nail bed than what this wrap does. So let me make it more square. Poor computer's getting all Jamberry too. Okay, so next step. This is the method I like to use. Traditional method, you could heat it up on the Jamberry heater and press it on. I like to put my wraps on cold so that way I can pull them back up if I don't have them on straight, especially if they are stripes or a certain pattern that needs to go on straight. So I lay the wrap down. I press on the cuticle part, like no, and it's not, I don't know if you can see, it's not on my cuticle. It's not on my cuticle, it's right below it. Okay, and I'm just going to press at the base of that first. Then I'm going to go straight down the middle, pressing it down the middle first, adhering the middle to my nail. And then what I do is I go to the right side here, and I'm noticing that this right side is a little bit wider than my actual toenail, so I'm going to trim it down a little bit. Like that. Okay. And same thing over here. Actually, over here it's okay. Okay, so, just wait a minute, please. Thank you. Okay, then I'm going to press all the way down, just flatten it with my finger. And I like to kind of like pull mine a little bit to the side to get that edge. And then it's all about pressure, 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 pressure. Just push, push, push. Get really good. Let me see if I can show you a little bit better. And you'll see it's not touching the skin, and there's a little space actually between my nail. Oh my god, sorry, this is the closest I've ever seen my toes. Between the nail and the skin. Okay, then what I do is I take toenail clippers, because these are just easier to work with than the little scissors. And I clip off all that extra wrap. And these work great because you're able to get a length you want. And clip your toenails at the same time if you need to. Okay. And I still see a little bit more wrap on the edge there. I like doing the toenail clippers just because I can't file my toenails. My toenails are shorter than my toes. Like my mom's. My mom's toenails go off the tip of her toes. But anyways, mine are shorter than the edge of my foot, and I'm not about to bring my foot all the way up to my face and file my toenails. I'm just not doing it. So I just like to clip it right to the same, I think I got my nail there, right to the same length of my toenail, like that. Okay, now, here's where heat comes in. Take a baggie, just a regular old sandwich baggie. You're going to, weird, but wrap your toe in a sandwich baggie, just like this. Don't let the puppies in, Olivia. Just like this. Now what this is doing is it's creating pressure. So then you heat it up. Don't let her in. Let the dogs back out. Don't let them inside right now. Okay, well, give her some water outside. Don't let her in right now. The baggie, my toenail's turning like, my toe is turning like yellow from the pressure. It doesn't hurt, but all it's doing is it's distributing the heat from the heater really well and kind of like shrink wrapping the wrap to your toe. And I'll just do it till it's warm and it's on there. And then I double check and make sure. And there I go. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm just going to repeat that with the other ones using polka dots. Thanks.